Hi folks, one of my favourite subjects to paint in acrylic and watercolour is a meadow. So I did this a couple of years ago. Did I? A couple of years? No, probably less than, probably might have been 7 or 8 months ago. Judging by the paper, I think this is the Data Rowney paper I bought back in a big block of 50 sheets of that size. It's about, let's tell you what it is. It's 11 3/4 inch, well let's do it centimetres, so it's just under 30 centimetres by 21 centimetres. So I'll put that there. I'm not going to copy it, but I'm going to do a version of it. Right, I've got some acrylic spread out on a greaseproof sheet. I've got lemon yellow, white, of course, cadmium red, blue, ultramarine blue. I'm going to start a new black off, I think, because I like to make my greens from the black and the yellow modified with the rest. Right, I'm just taking the little seal from inside the cap. These are Wilkinson's colours. That's black, Wilco black. Oh, these are all cheapos from Wilkinson's, except I've got to put my nose. Be cold. Except the white, the titanium white, which is artist quality, well, as far as I know it is. Galleria acrylic, and I buy that in 500ml pots. Well, it's good stuff anyway. It might not be artist quality. Right, I'm going to use quite large inch brushes. I like these long flats. I've always used flats. Even watercolour, I just prefer them. Right, okay, so let's go in with some sky. I mean, not sky, some landscape, some trees. So let's get a nice deep green, and we'll just put in some of this here. A little bit of red, I think, just to change things. So just a meadow, anywhere in the UK. That's the light shining on that. It's getting a bit dull. It's quite cloudy today, but there's still light in the sky. Let's see what, put a bit of blue in with that, blue and yellow, and a bit of red. See what we come up with there. Okay, that's it. And I tend now to do the sky afterwards when that's in. So let's work away at another brush. These are just cheap Chinese bristles. They're superb paint brushes, but it's difficult to get them. The price went up because they got popular, because they're cheap, and then they started, well, as far as I remember, my source anyway, they started to reduce the bristles, probably to get the price down, and then they started to not be very good. But these, I bought these several years ago. So let's put a bit of light distance on there, a bit of orangey. I'll just come here, just catching a bit of light. Put a bit of blue in there. Just pink it out a little bit. So I want the light to shine on the top of these grasses here. Soften. Keep everything soft. The colours overlap. It's like buildings. Just because they look sharp-edged, don't do them sharp-edged. Merge the edge with the sky and the sky with the edge. The tree with the grass with the tree. Get it all nice and diffused. Indistinct, lost and found. And we can go with some bit of darker green there. And just get that in there. Just soften, just gently blend it. I think I prefer the black. Well, I don't know. The black makes it lovely, look at that, the lovely green. It's predominantly yellow, but it's so nice. Now I want a bit of red with that. Just let it all shine through, coming towards you. Warmer colours. I've primed it with my ground colour is burnt sienna, but I don't think I'll use any burnt sienna in the painting. Right, we can put a bit of darks in there, a bit of black, a bit of red, a bit of yellow, and we can just put in some little bits of tufty stuff. Just building up an impasto on this. I've got a lot of these on Facebook, not Facebook, on YouTube. Right, now let's go back into that greeny tree. Get a little bit brighter now. Give the sky something to latch onto. Where I've primed it, it's £90 paper. £90 Winsor & Newton, the rough. But it's just a little bit thin, and it's got a few little buckles in it. If this was ever good enough to frame, it would you'd have to stick it to a board to keep it lovely and flat, and it'd have to be mounted behind glass, unless you put several coats of acrylic varnish on, or you can use ordinary oil paint varnish. Right, let's have some shadow in there with the red and the blue. Nice cool colour. Right, let's go back to that yellow. Let's get some other colours in there. And when I go back to paint the sky, that should be dry, and we'll dry brush a little bit. Let's get these shadows in. Now, I'm a believer in using the largest brush possible. Don't fiddle around with little sables. Of course, you can paint how you like. We'll get this impasto on, and then we can drag over it. More red and blue. Get that in here. Oh, nice shadows. Now going over the grasses, and then we can go back over that with our lights. It's quite challenging using 3 colours and black. I won't call that a colour. It's a mixer. Okay, so that's looking okay. Clean the brush. We'll get some lighter colours in that now. So red yellow. Where we're catching a bit of light. Okay. You need loads of rag and tissue for this. Right, let's try a bit of that red, blue, yellow. Just mix the primaries. Okay. Now I'm going to go back in with some oranges, I think, in that meadow. Just some nice warm colours. With the bright light. See, sometimes the black can overpower, so you have to compensate for that, mate. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a bit of background behind those trees. Why not? Good idea. So a bit of blue, a bit of red, lump of white. There's a bit more blue. Give a bit of depth to the trees. There's still just the roughing in stage. Let's do a bit of sky. Quite a light sky, so red, yellow, a lot of white. All these colours merging on the horizon. I was trying to explain to my patrons on Patreon. Have a look if you would like to contribute a little bit towards the cost of the channel while doing all this. About parallel perspective. It's where you're looking at the face of a building or the edge of a building and it goes away from you behind, so the roof lines and all those sort of edges, they go towards a vanishing point on the horizon being your eye level. But that's all right going into the picture, but you've got the size of the buildings going out of the picture, and if you do those in perspective as well, going out of the picture, so you've got a building there and it goes away down there, that all those lines would converge on a point on the horizon, but this edge of the building here would technically converge somewhere off the picture. But if you do that, it doesn't look right. Technically it is right, but it doesn't look it. You can see the grain of this paper, can't you? Now it's got more grain than canvas. Good stuff though. Maybe we'll let some of that ground show through. Just kill the canvas a little bit. I'm not using any medium. Just going straight on with the colour. There's enough liquid in the paints. They're not super saturated because they're cheap. £2 a tube. Wilco's for 200ml. That's pretty good. But don't bother about the white. The white is absolutely useless. It's too thin. So you've got to have some. You've got to spend some on good artist quality paint like the white. That's all drying nicely now. We've given us a bit of texture. Right, let's get some much lighter stuff in there. But we don't want white. We want off-white. Because the clouds aren't white, they've got a lot of colour in them. I'm going to put in a bit of shadow in there now, with a bit of blue and a bit of red. A lot of white. Nice warm clouds. Like that. Yeah. I've got my camera just by my eye. Let's go a little bit darker with some of those, just a little bit more red, a bit more blue, just a touch. A little bit of red in there. The picture's starting to shine. Not a bad thing. There's some nice warm clouds there. And a bit darker going over the top. Literally. I'm erring on the side of red in this purple. And then I can counter change. Okay. Now, clean the brush, or put it in the water and get the other brush out. Now remember, when you leave your brushes soaking in water, you tend to get a lot of water congregating in the ferrule, so shake it out. I shake this on the floor, but I've got an old rug on top of carpet tiles, so I'm okay to do that. But don't do it on your expensive Wilson. Right, now I want to do a bit along here now, so I'm going to put in a sort of a greeny colour over that, I think. Plenty of green in there. See, these are the ones in the distance. Some of them just stand proud. So when we go on our bike ride every Tuesday, that's me and my old mates, and I mean old. Oldest is 83, very lively lad, about 6'6", tall. Right, look. And we go through we go through several parks. One being Morden Hall Park. I know a number of you follow my stuff on Facebook, and I post everything that I put on YouTube on Facebook. And there's quite a new, we call it, water running down the brush now, having said what I said, a boardwalk through what we call the wetlands. It's a beautiful area of wild, reedy, in this lovely park, and at the moment you can hardly see over the grasses. It's absolutely gorgeous. Right, and I'm going to put more contrast in there, but I'm going to go back over the greens. So I've got the blue, let's try the blue and the yellow. Bit of red, make it a little bit acid. Some there going. But at the moment, of course, it's all wintry. And very beautiful seeing all the tracery in the trees. But this is, if we paint summer in the winter, winter in the autumn. But we're artists, aren't we? We can do that. We can do what we like. Let's just get into some nice, well, maybe autumny colours in it. No, green, this is a bit of green. My darks back. My shadows, but I think black would be better, black and red. I was painting Norfolk, I'd put a windmill in the back, right? That's not looking too bad. Let's get some colour back in here. Otherwise it's all just monotonous, isn't it? Oh, we don't want monotony. Right, okay. Let's go back to our foreground. Get some nice acid colours in here. I'm going to put some bushes. Look, see what's happening? The water's running out. Just clean the other brush. I'm using two brushes at the moment. Right, okay. The light is coming from a Velux window to my right. And I've got the board angled towards it. I'm going to put some shadow colours in there in a minute. Some greens. Or muted greens. Don't want to take the horizon up any higher. Right, some shadow areas in there with the blue. Plenty of red in this with this blue, sort of complementing the greens. Right, now we've got a nice bush sticking up there. And a bit over here. I'll go back to the sky in a minute. Let all that dry off. It's just hitting the ripples a lot here. Right, okay, sky. Get that water out. What are we doing? Yeah, that needs to be a bit greener, I think. So I'll use the blue and the yellow. Let's change that. So you can work quickly with acrylic because of the speed it dries. All right. Let's get some nice light in the sky now. Bit of yellow, bit of white, bit of red. If you want to look at another artist painting impressionist skies, have a look at Jackie Gardner from Arbroath. She's a Scottish painter. She's, I would say, more abstract than anything else. She is a really superb craftswoman. I love a lot of what she does. Well, I'm ladling it on now. Okay, let's bring in some light cloud in the bottom. Just open up those trees a little bit. Oh no, we've got a visitor. A nice lot of thick paint on there now for the final lap. Alright, now some of that blue and red. Liven up the sky. Right, see if we can just finish this sky off. Loads of white. Now, mixing with my colours. Pull the loose hair out. Cramping my fingers. Now it's picking up the high spots on the ripples. Spray that up a little bit. Right. There we do. That's that all right. Right, we're going to put the bit more foreground now, and then we'll probably splatter myself with acrylic for the feral. Right. Before I just finish those trees off in here, I want to just do some more lights. I can't quite get the orange that I would like. Oh, maybe that's maybe I spoke too soon. A nice warm meadow. Let's go over that a little bit. Sort of unify some of that. Still a little bit wet. Trying to finish a cup of tea here as well. What's that looking like? Coming up. Okay, green and blue. Bit of red. Well, it's not looking bad, is it? Bit of black, bit of yellow, bit of red. Go back over that. Right, let's pick out some poppies. Though you really only see poppies over newly turned ground, the seeds lay dormant for decades. Then along comes a digger, digs the seeds over, and they are poppies. Put something here. Well, there's a meadow, isn't there? Just little touches. Now we'll put some slightly paler ones on here. Show the distance. Bit more red, I think. I've overdone that. Knock that something out a little bit. Alright, there's some bits of white, I think. Well, I've done 3 today, so maybe I'll get a bit tired of it. some skiles in. Whoops. Soften around the edge. No, not quite. Clean the brush. Just kill that bit there. Just want to soften those edges of the trees to let some air back in. Okay. I'm trying to get some really good bright lights, but I'm only using 3 colours, but it's just going a little bit dark there. Well, effectively, I've done that with one brush, although the 2 brushes are the same. Maybe I want one bigger tree like I did before, so let's just do that. Got the paint. Bigger still, I think. Okay. Well, I don't think there's too much wrong with that, other than it's all lumpy. It's expanded. Maybe then they need 2 coats of acrylic first. Right. What I'll do now is to take it out and dry it. So I've got a mount here. Let's see if I can clip it. Just about fits. Right. Oh, good. Alright, okay, so well, there we are, we've got a little picture there. Maybe we could just put in some little figures on the horizon there. That's their white shirts. Let's have one red. It's all walking along there. Let's do another one. So slightly greeny. Dark around there. That didn't work, did it? Cross him out. There we go, fiddling. Never know when to finish, do we? Okay, well they're just about show. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. Not my best, but hey, tomorrow morning's another day. Right, let's look at it for a minute. I think yellow ochre is a good colour to have on the palette. Gives some more depth, I think. But, I feel I'm still not convinced. I still think we need some more dark. It's just that the light's shining on that, and I can't sort of judge the temperature of it all. So let's just try and get those dark shadows back to contrast with the light on that horizon there. There's plenty of blue. Okay, I'm going to let that go. I've used up a lot of the paint that I put out. I haven't used much of the black, but I hope you enjoyed that. My little figures, well, they should be buried a bit, shouldn't they? So a bit more fiddling. What I do when I finish is go and run these under a fast tap to get everything out of them. Let's just do one last little dig. There's a little bit of dark under there. So that they should show up a little bit better. Okay, I quit. Thanks for watching, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Well, I hope you have enjoyed your weekend, because I won't upload this for a day or so. Bye bye.